I have a question for you. By raise of hands, who slept on a mattress last night? Not a mistress, a mattress. Okay, almost everybody. Good. I have some more questions for you. My talk is all about questions. What do you know exactly of this product that you use 7 or 8 hours daily? This is 240 hours in a month. That's 1/3 of your time. In my case, I used this mattress already 151,860 hours. Not bad, right? Do you know there are 2 mattress collections in a year? It is a bit the same as the fashion industry. So you will understand that the mattress industry has some same challenges as the fashion industry, except we use a mattress almost 10 years and we dump our clothes after 3 to 5 years. I have another one. If you buy a mattress online, you can send it back before 120 days. And if you do this with other online mattress brands, you can sleep for 8 years for free on a new mattress. But please don't do this. I always ask myself, what happens with all these products that we send back? And why are there so many products incinerated or landfilled? So I followed a mattress. A mattress is not such a complicated product. It is built up with 3 parts. First, you have the core, which consists foam and latex glued together. In some cases, we have also natural materials like wool, horsehair, or silk. Second part are the metal springs. And the third part is the textile cover. If I ask you, how does your mattress cover look like? Nobody can answer it, because we put a sheet over it. We don't see it. But what happens with these materials at end of life or end of use? So foam and latex found their way to downcycling. The metal springs go back to the metal industry. And our textile cover, that's the problem. And why? Because it's a combination of all kinds of products. We have polyester, cotton, elastan, anti-slip, and some components as zippers, buttons, handles. So we see all these materials are not designed for disassembly. And if we cannot disassemble, we cannot sort, and we cannot recycle. We are all part of a linear system, but what do we need to move to a circular one? Let's picture this. This red dot presents all the stakeholders during a lifetime of a product. And this evening, I start, of course, with design and innovation, R&D. But not only the designers are important. I miss the CEOs. The CEOs decide from this point if a product ends in the incinerator or will have a circular life. If you as CEO don't take the circular lead from this point, nothing happens. I see it in many companies. So we need to take this in account. I have 4 next steps. Production and assembly. Then we go to the distribution centers. Then the point of selling, which are the retail. And then the end consumer. That's you and me. Are you still with me? Good. Something interesting happened last year, and it's still going on. We promote, repair, reshare, reuse, refurbish, again repair, again reshare, again and again. Some people call this circularity, but look where I am. I only covered half of my red dot. So if you cannot tell me what happens after this stage with your product, I call it the hocus pocus method. It disappears. It's gone. Back to our mattresses. Do you know that only in Belgium, at this point, 1 million mattress covers are incinerated every year? It means, on European level, between 30 and 35 million pieces incinerated or landfilled. This pile of waste of Europe's mattress industry exceeds the length of Europe's coastline. But of course, let's think positive. The CEOs decided from the beginning that the product goes to a circular system, so we go to the collectors can send the product to the sorters, the sorters can sort it out your circular product, it goes to dismantlers, and dismantlers can send your dismantled material to recyclers. And recyclers can do 3 things. They can downcycle or upcycle your material, but also that ends in the incinerator or landfill. But your recycled material can go back to the next production and again to the next flow. And you see where I am, next to my designers again. We are neighbors. But what do the designers and recyclers know from each other? I grew up with the idea that knowing your neighbor can be interesting, to know what they do, but also what can you mean for each other. I explained circularity in some minutes. That's quite easy. But I know the reality. It's really a tough one. It asks a lot of energy and support of your whole company. But circularity is not a cost, it's an investment. And one of the next investments will be the introduction of the digital product passport. A digital product passport discloses product information, stakeholder information, and end-of-life information. For example, how to recycle. My last point. Most of the time, we forget one big responsibility of all of us. Do you ever question yourself where all these materials come from? Indeed, from nature and mines all over the world. We take them, we don't even borrow them. And what do we give back? I give you an example. One of your friends borrows your car, and after 3 years, he brings it back. But without 2 tires, there's no radio anymore, and the lights are gone. Can you feel this moment? How would you react? That's the same what we are doing. We need to keep in mind that we borrow materials from nature, and that we need to keep these materials as long as possible in the loop. And we also need to think about and act in a way that we can use these materials as long as possible. And also, in what kind of condition do we give it back to nature? To wrap up, to all CEOs, I have 3 points for you. First, we need a responsibility over the whole chain, from design to recycling back to production, to keep all these materials as long as possible in the loop. Second, it is your responsibility what kind of products or materials you bring to the market or not bring to the market. So work together with designers. Designers are the canaries in the coal mines. They know how to design for tomorrow. And third, you can change your industry by just starting. You are in the driver's seat. And of course, I have 3 points for the designers. First, you are one of the building blocks for CEOs and C-level. So go on with educating yourself on the topic of circularity. Second, make smart choices. Think about what kind of products and materials you still want to design for tomorrow. And third, visit and talk with recyclers, all kinds of recyclers, because they will have a huge impact in the future. And to all of you, When you go to sleep tonight, you can now say, I know something more about my mattress. Thank you.